Hi guys, in today's session we'll just see about the application overview. So in English language, so as requested by many of the subscribers and users. So as per the request, so I'm just doing this video in English. So the application overview will goes with English version in today's session. Okay, so basically we do use Pega for the digital transformation journey of any organization. So that might be a government organization or that might be a private organization. So that depends. So every organization can actually transform their business to go with digital, to digitize their every process, whatever the process that are been there in that particular organization. So we can actually automate using Pega with low code standards, with less time or less efforts, more flexibility, and predefined Pega using a predefined Pega platform. So these are all the things that we actually get in Pega platform. So let us see a real-time example how we can utilize Pega in our solutions. So let us start with application overview of Pega in English version. Okay, so here we'll see just take an example, a small example. So that example would be a government uh, process. Okay, so I have one process that is if I want to apply for any certificate. Okay, so let's say if I want to apply for my birth certificate, I need my birth certificate. So basically, what is the process? So the process actually involves like filling the application form, okay, and then submitting it to a particular relevant secretary or revenue officer, village revenue officer, or whatever. Okay, so we need VRO approval, and then after VRO approval we need another hierarchy approval called MRO approval, and then followed by another approval like RDO approval, let's say. So let's say this is the process. This is just an example, like it's not something which is as is process, but we are just taking an example, right? Okay, so after the RDO approval, then birth certificate is generated, or we can call it as issued. Okay, so these are the steps basically we need to follow the whole process of your birth certificate. So normally what you will do is in the normal manual process, so you are going to fill a paper based application form where you fill all your personal details and your address details and your father, mother, and if any ID proofs, then yeah, you're going to provide in this application form. You will pin it and you will take it to the VRO office, and there the when VRO will check all these relevant documents and application form, and he will check that everything is invalid, or is invalid or invalid, and he will verify and he will give the approval with stamp and signature. Once he is done, then the next step we should take the form and we should go to MRO office again, and there we need to give it to the MRO, and we need to take the approval where he will check all the forms and approvals and verify if it is valid, or if it is invalid, then he will reject the uh, application form. And then once it is approved, then finally it will go to the, you will take it to the RDO office where you need the RDO approval. So where he will check again the whole information in the application form. He will review it, and then finally he will approve based on the information that if it is valid, he will approve. If it is invalid, then he will reject or send it back. And once he approve, then yeah, your birth certificate is being issued from the respected any of the offices. So this is how the process goes on, right? So now, if this is all happening in the manual process, so there might be a lot of things that might be happening, because so if you go with the manual process, you don't know how much time does it take actually. So if you go to government office and just wait for the if you put some application, then they we doesn't know, like it may take weeks or it may take months, or even it may take a lot of time to actually perform the any action, because government officials are maybe they may be busy with other tasks, other things, and a lot of things will happen. So it may take most of the time. So a lot of time it may take for these three approvals, right? So this is what happens. There is one complexity, that is time. And then coming to the other thing, so since it is paper-based application form, so you have submitted your form in VRO, and once VRO uploads, let's say your file is in MRO office. Let's say some fire accident happened and everything got fired off, smashed. So what happens? All the data will be gone, right? Your application and others application, some certificates or some approvals, some files, everything will be smashed, right? So this is the disadvantage because of the paper-based application forms. Because if any environmental changes or any fire kind of thing happens or any disaster happens, everything will be smashed off. Since there is no backup, there is no, there will not be a backup. How it will be? Since these are paper-based manual, so that is a disadvantage. One of the disadvantage here. So likewise, if we discuss, there will be a lot of drawbacks. And also it's difficult for the citizen, like citizen has to fill the form and he has to go to this office and this office and this office. He has to rotate, like he has to go every time to the office and check whether the status of the application. Every time he has to go to check the status. So it's very difficult for the citizen to track the application, and it takes a lot of time, and it's complex. It's not flexible for the citizen, and that's what. And there are no SLAs, like if you submit the form, there is no SLA, like sub maybe this particular officer has to do the things within 2 weeks or 3 weeks or like that. So there is no escalations. So there is nothing that can happen actually. So this is very complex if you go with a manual paper-based application form. So same thing if you try to automate or digitize, so we can do it with Pega. So the situation like it will be like, so just I'll just add few shapes here. So that starts with the so here it is the application form. Here it is the VRO approval. Here it is MRO approval, and here it is RDO. Okay. So here application form, this is the application forms. Okay. And then here it will be a VRO approval, and here it will be MRO approval, and here it will be RDO. Okay. So now this starts from here. Okay, so here what the citizen will do is citizen will log in. Okay, so the citizen, whoever has the access, he will visit the website, relevant website. We are going to share the link for the application, and he will log in and he will fill the application form. So this will be the application form. Okay. So here he will fill all the details. Okay, like name, first name, last name, date of birth, father name, address details, and everything in this form. Okay, so this will be the application form. All the relevant details, ID proofs, everything. He will enter the information. He will attach the documents, and he will click on submit. So once this citizen clicks submit, okay, so this will, we will route it to relevant VRO. I mean, whomever the, he belongs to, which mandal and which village. So based on that, we will have some routing algorithm, and we will route it to a relevant VRO. So this VRO, he has a work list. Okay, once he logs in with his username and password into his portal, so he will have a work list here. So he will have all the list of work. Okay, list of applications that he will see. A lot of applications that he has received in his work list. So whatever the form that is submitted here, so that will be, let's say this, this case or the application ID will be something like C-101, 1001. So that will be appeared here in his work list. So C-1001. So now what this VRO has to do is he has to open this particular application or case, and then he only can do one thing, that is he can just review the information. So this will be in the read only mode, and he will have two options, either to approve or either to reject. So A for approve and R for reject. So if he reject, and he has to specify the reason why he's rejecting, and if he's approved, then no comments or nothing. Okay, so once he approves, so this will go to next. Automatically system will route it to the relevant MRO. It's not, see, citizen task is done, like filling the application from here, completing it, that's it. Citizen is closed here. Now citizen need not to do anything. He need not to go to any office, nothing. Now it's task of VRO. He has to review and he has to do the relevant action. So once he do the relevant action, if it is approved, it will go to the MRO. If it is rejected, then we will have a decision shape over here. Okay, so we will have a decision shape. Okay, so if it is approved, it will go to the left side, I mean right side, and if it is rejected, it will come down. So it will come down, and we will send a notification to, particular user, whatever the citizen, or any kind of message or something like your application has been rejected because of invalid, some whatever the reason that is specified by the VRO. So we will send the notification. So we will send the reject notification over here. Okay, here he will send the notification, and it will come to an, the flow will be ended now. Okay, now once it goes to MRO, same thing, like he will also have a work list. He will log in with his username and password. He will check with his work. So whatever the case that is approved by this VRO, so this will be now in the MRO's work list. Now MRO has to open this case and perform the work. Like he has to do two things, that is one, either approval or reject. Okay, so he has to do again two things, this form. So this will be a approve and reject buttons. So we'll provide two buttons, approve and reject. So he can choose anything based on the information, if it is valid or invalid. So if it is invalid, So he can reject. If it is valid, he can approve. And so now again there will be a decision shape here. So if MRO is approved, it will go to RDO. If he is not approved, I mean if he rejects, then we will send an again reject notification. Okay, we will send the reject notification. I mean we will send the reject notification with the reason like why the application has been rejected. Okay, so we will send this reject notification. So this will be for approve. This will be for reject scenario. Here also this will be for approve. This is for reject scenario. And then once it goes to RDO, again he will have the work list. He will open the system and log in with his own credentials, and he will check his work every day. So he will find this case now in the RDO worklist. Now RDO will open and he will perform the approve or reject based on the information. Once he approves, okay, once he approves, then we are going to generate the certificate. So generate certificate. So we are going to provide some PDF template, and there we will system will actually populate the all the details which are required as a part of the template, and it will generate a certificate. And once the certificate is generated, it will be sent as a notification to the citizen, like your application, I mean your certificate has been generated. Notify citizen. We have to notify the citizen saying your application has been submitted and your certificate is now generated. Please download from the portal. So this is the happy path. In case if it is rejected, again we are going to join this to the other way. So we will have a decision over here, and again we will send it to this flow. So this will be a reject and reject notification. It will send. So in the whole process, you can see, right? So here citizen just fills the form, submits it, and that's it. That is his task. Once he's done, then that is the the task of the individuals, like the whoever the roles are there, like VRO, MRO, and the RDO. So it's their tasks and their responsibility to make sure that their work is in, I mean, it's progressing. Okay, so that's how it will actually digitize, and it will not have much risk for the citizen. It will not have much risk for the government officials, and it's completely flexible for each and every user roles. Okay, and also we can keep an in Pega, we can have an SLAs. Like let's say if citizen is submitted the form and it came to VRO and VRO approved within 1 week, and then it came to MRO. Let's say MRO, I mean your case is in, I mean your application is with MRO from past 2 months. So there is no action, either reject or approve. There is no action. This just in his list, but he's not performing any action. So then in those scenarios, it will be a very high impact for the citizen, because he don't know what's happening and why it's still in MRO and he is not performing anything. So in those scenarios, we can actually have SLAs on the assignments. So we can put some SLAs so that like for VR approval, we can put SLA as something like 1 week. Okay, within 1 week, if he doesn't approve, we can take we can put a logic such that to take a necessary action, or to send an escalation mail, or to remove the case from this VR approve and auto approve and proceed to next level. So this is how we can put an SLA if the work is not done to the relevant time. And here we can put an SLA to 2 weeks, let's say. Okay. So if it is more than 2 weeks in the MRO work list, if it is not performing any action for this assignment, then we can put an SLA. Okay. And we can put a logic to take a necessary action, either an escalation mail to hierarchy authority, or to auto approve the case. Okay, to auto approve the case when these timelines are met, when the case crosses this timeline. Okay, so that's how we can put. And here also we can put an SLA, let's say like 3 weeks. Okay. So if we don't perform the work in 3 weeks, then we will send an escalation mail to his higher authority. And likewise, till he performs the action, the escalations are going to be sent through SLAs and make relevant actions. So this is how, if we put the timeline, so the work goes like what are the applications that are there, so that will be closed within the given timelines. So this is the flexibility that we have using SLAs. So this is the whole process that actually automates digitally any manual process, either in government organization or even in any private organizations, in banks or whatever. Also, we can just digitize the manual process into automated digital process. So this is completely digital process where everything is in digital, and even if any fire accident or something happens, it doesn't matter because the data, whole data and everything is in servers and databases. So it's very easy to connect to any server or database, you know, as your data is safe and secure. So there is no, even if any environmental changes or even any disasters happen, it doesn't impact since the data is digitized format, and even the citizen can download n number of times his certificate as it is digital certificate. So it will be very easy. So this is how an example of digitization. So where we use Pega, and this is completely the overview for the previous, I mean the first video, which has been explained in Telugu language. So hope you guys understood, and I mean this is relevantly dedicated for the North or any other the people who doesn't know Telugu or understand Telugu. So yeah, if you have any queries or anything, yeah, you can post it in the form of comments, and so that I can answer your questions. Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for watching the session, and thanks for your support. Thank you.